I'm here at the State House with Representative Charlotte O'Hara of Overland Park. Charlotte, what was your reaction to the Governor's State of the State address earlier this month?
We are now in the third week of our session, and the Governor has given the State of the State address. And one of his key components of the address was his tax reform. One of the things that I see positive is the reduction of the personal and corporate income tax. I think the intent of his reform is excellent. The House leadership has come out with their own plan of reducing personal and corporate income tax rates. So it looks like that we're going to have a good, healthy debate as to how to accomplish this. The other element that I'm supporting is the fair tax, which we would expand the sales tax base, reduce the state rate, and completely eliminate the tax on personal and corporate income. So we're heading in the right direction.
Okay. How would you change the sales tax component?
Right now we have $5.8 billion worth of exemptions. In my newsletter that I just sent out, it was 5.3, but I just received revised figures from the Revenue Department, and we have $5.8 billion of exemptions in the state of Kansas on sales tax. So it looks like that there would be plenty of revenue to replace the $2.9 billion that's currently being collected on personal and corporate income tax. So it would be broadening the tax base. This would also be good at the local level because it would broaden the county and city's sales tax, and they could reduce property taxes and their sales tax rate.
The Governor has set up an ambitious reform plan for school finance. What are your thoughts on that major reform effort?
The Governor has put forth a plan. We don't have the details yet, so it does make it a little difficult to comment on it. But just from a general outline, his reform is to bring more responsibility back to the local level. I would like to bring the responsibility even more to the local level, and that would be the parents, to allow them to have choice in education. This would reduce our school budget tremendously, because I know personally we send our daughter to Heritage Christian Academy. The tuition is $5,900 a year plus $750 fees. So with books and everything, we're looking at $7,500 a year, which is substantially less than the $12,000 per pupil that is currently being spent on education in Kansas now. So we need to look at alternatives that's going to be good for the individual student as well as good for the state budget.
What are your personal main priorities as this session gets underway?
As far as my personal goals and agenda, if you will, is to reduce the size and scope of government. And one of the ways that I'm hoping to accomplish that is through charity care. This is a bill that is currently being drafted by our revisor's office, and I'm working in conjunction with Dr. George Watson, who is the past president of the American Association of Physicians and Surgeons. According to his organization, this would cut Medicaid by up to $900 million a year, nearly $1 billion. And whenever we can bring the private sector in on a voluntary basis to provide care, I think that we need to really study this and see if this is a viable alternative. Fair tax, as I've mentioned before, I'm an advocate of fair tax so that we can eliminate taxes on income, capital, and also I am a huge advocate of school choice, which would again reduce our budget in